Narad Muni is the representation of devotional service, pure devotional service, opulence, Narad Muni. Even the Prajapati, one of the Prajapatis, Daksha. Daksha had many children. He had many sons. But he got angry on Narad Muni because Narad Muni, he wanted to make them householders. But Narad Muni trained them, he preached them to lead a brahmacharya sannyas life. So Daksha said, "Oh Narad Muni, what type you are sadhu? You're not a sadhu, you're a asadhu. You're a dressing of a sadhu, saintly person, but you are a non-devotee. You're not a sadhu, you're not a saintly person." Because Daksha had a bad experience because Narad Muni had changed all his sons to sannyasis, and whereas Daksha wanted him to become householders. And Narad Muni is also in Saktesh avatar. In the Bhagavat, there's a nice verse, Bhagavate tattatishtam narada, Bhagavate tattatishtam narada, yatra gayanti mad bhakta. In Padma Puran it is this, yatra gayanti mad bhakta. So the Lord is saying, I am living not in the kingdom of God, I am living in the heart of a great mystic. So Srimad Bhagavatam, where the glories of Krishna is. So Srila Prabhupada gave us this program all from morning to night. It's like in a sandwich. Morning is Mangalarti, and then you have worship of the Lord, you're chanting your holy name, then you have Darshanarti, then you have Guru Puja, and then you have Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is glorification of the Lord. So we can see Narad Muni, his practical example, Srila Prabhupada's example, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how they gave this instruction. And Guru's business is to enlighten the disciple, to dive in this ocean of Krishna consciousness, swim in this ocean of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is very nice. It's like a jaundice patient when he's material disease. In the beginning it may not be nice, but when he is in the process of Krishna consciousness, slowly he will become purified. Krishna consciousness, so whole system is. So these are the few points of Narad Muni, explained like how Nigari, and there's another story, a very nice story of Narad Muni was going to Vaikuntha, and he came across a Brahmana, and Brahmana said, "Oh, Narad Muni, you're going to meet Narayan. Okay, give me, I have a message that if what was Narayan doing in Vaikuntha?" So Narad Muni then came across a cobbler, and he also told Narad Muni that if you're going to Vaikuntha, then I have a question. Please tell me what Narayan was doing in Vaikuntha. So the Narad Muni approached, went to Vaikuntha and told, this is the situation that your devotees are asking on Brahmana. Oh, he said, okay. You said, I'm putting an elephant through a needle. And he came in and explained it to the Brahmana. Oh, the Brahmana didn't believe because he was engaged in all Vedic rituals and so. No, you are joking, this cannot be happen. How can an elephant go through an eye of a needle? And the same thing he told the cobbler, and the cobbler said, oh yes, I'm sitting under this tree and there are a lot of fig trees. And within the fixed fig tree there are many seeds. And within that there are many fig trees. So Narayan can do anything. He created this planet, just within this seed he can create so much trees. So to insert an elephant through the needle of an eye is not a difficult thing. And Narad Muni also wrote 5 scriptures. Pancharatra is called. Pancharatra means 5 scriptures. In any worship there are 5 things, like there are 5 powders used, 5 types of grains are used, milk also, 5 products of milk are used to worship the Lord. So these are the injections in this Vedic scriptures. even in Srimad Bhagavatam also it says there's nice words. Parikshit Maharaj was inquiring Sukadeva Goswami how the Krishna he came to establish religion and how is he engaged in irreligion. Because in the yesterday's verse we were reading that Krishna was performing Ras Lila and so with the gopis, how the gopis, Krishna dug a pond and he brought all the holy rivers, and the gopis said, "Oh no, you killed the bull. How can it happen? You cannot come to our pond." She engaged all the gopis to dig the pond, and she brought Manasa Ganga and all the holy rivers, thousands of, and she created pond in Radha Kund. So even Parikshit Maharaj, so this, especially this 10th canto is a very highly topic, so that's why Prabhupada gave us Krishna book. So actually this Ras Leela, they are not to be spoken among condition this, because one cannot understand this very high topic. Even Parikshit Maharaj is saying how Krishna is performing regular princesses, how he engage in irreligion, like according to the statement of gopis, Parikshit was very, and this was appreciated by Sukadeva Goswami, because there are many Prakriti Sahajas who are engaged in unrestricted association with opposite this. So they call Prakriti Sahajas. So this is a very high topic, Ras Leela, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam. It should not be discussed among ordinary devotees. It's a very transcendental, very highly, very pure topic. Srila Prabhupada, in many of his purports, he mentioned in this, of Ras Leela especially, it's not a mundane topic. It should not taken so cheap. It's the Prakriti Sahajas. The Prakriti Sahajas, they perform Ras Leela. They say, "I am Krishna, you are Gopi," and they dance among them like that. So it's in Vrindavan you will find these things like that. So Prabhupada did not appreciate this. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj is putting a question to Sukadeva Goswami, how Krishna is the maintainer of religion, how he is and acting like some irreligious activity, and Sukadeva Goswami also appreciated this. So these are the few things of Narad Muni, how he was a great devotee. Narad Muni had many disciples. So some of the pastimes I mentioned of Mrigari, hunter, how he became a great devotee, coming in touch of pure devotee. And then the second story I told about the Brahmanas and the cobbler, how the cobbler had much faith. The Brahmana was reading a lot of scriptures, but he was not so. He had no faith in the Lord. When he heard that that Krishna is putting a needle from an elephant, he is passing an elephant to the needle of an eye. But the cobbler, he had faith in Krishna, that Krishna can do wonderful things. There's a second, the devotees of Narad Muni. And Prahlad Maharaj, he was also a great devotee of. Prahlad Maharaj was a Mahabhagavat. Though he was a Mahabhagavat, he also accepted a guru, Narad Muni. And another pastime is of Nalgriva and Manigra. They were trees standing in the courtyard of Krishna, and they were also delivered by Krishna. And another example of Srila Prabhupada, how he's singing his song, this very Narad Muni Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramana. This is a very nice song, sung by Narad Muni Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramana. Things go nice. It's a beautiful song sung by Narad. Prabhupada sings these songs, glorifying a pure devotee, Narad Muni. Narad Muni is traveling in different planets. He is approaching the demigods, demons, and everybody are inviting him, and everybody is worshipping him. And this is a quality of a very exalted devotee of the Lord. He has no enemies. He is worshipped all over the planet. He is great. Srila Prabhupada was an example of this. Wherever he went, people worshipped him, and still we are worshipping. We have his Guru Puja, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction, this movement will be go on 10,000 years. So wherever this Narad, Prabhupada also mentioned in one of the classes that, can you see Narad Muni? He is there. Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master also, Bhaktisiddhanta, if no one is there, just you preach to the walls. Preaching. You want to become very dear to Krishna, one has to preach. If Krishna is pleased, the whole world is pleased. Krishna Vande Jagat Guru. Krishna Tushtam, Jagatam Tushtam. And how to please Krishna? By preaching the message of Krishna. And how to do that? One has to become Krishna conscious himself, one has to perfect his own life, and then he has to preach this Krishna conscious. Pani Acharya, by one's own example, one should preach to others. Like you said, there is saying, one is theoretical, one is practical. Practical means applying in one's life. So it will have the potency. Then there will be a lot of impact in others' life. So Narad Munis, and another pastimes of Kamsa. How Kamsa was very envious of Krishna when he heard from Narad Muni, and he was planning to kill Krishna in many ways, and he was failed in his attempts Krishna, and ultimately was killed by Krishna. So these are the few things I can say. Anything else? Hare Krishna, Prabhus. And I told of Arishta how he came to attack Lord Krishna. He was in a bull form, and how Krishna killed Arishta, the bull. And Narad Muni in his previous life, he was a maid servant, and he observed the Siddhas, and how he attained a great position. In next life, he became a Siddha. He was a maid servant's son. Parivakcharya. One goes on preaching, doesn't stay in one place. And another example of Daksha. Daksha Muni had many sons, and Narad Muni turned them up to brahmacharis, sannyasis. And Daksha became very angry upon them. And Srila Prabhupada, in his own life, he said how he is also cursed, and he doesn't stay in any other place more than 3 days. He keeps traveling, preaching all over the world. And then the story of Gopala 1, the example of Gopal 1, well mentioned. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jeev jago, Gora Chand bole. Hare Krishna. Khota nidra jao, Maya pisachira. Hare Krishna.
So, that's nice story of Gopal Bhan's story. It is very.
Hare Krishna. The mic is working.
Very interesting really to know about the Gopal Bhan.
Mic is working.
Gopal Bhan's story.
Okay.
So, we want to discuss on this sloka that how Narad Muni is, initiating, the speeding up the matter, this pastimes. So he went purposely. He went to Kansa, and he revealed all the, things about Krishna and Balaram. They are actually the son of Devaki. That's what he told, all the true fact. So another point to, you have to understand that a saintly person never tells lie. Okay, whoever may be. Okay,
saintly person is
never tells a lie.
Never tells a lie. Okay.
Yeah. So, so like that, Narad Muni, because he is a great saint,
Oh.
so even to the enemy of Krishna, so he told all the truth fact.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know,
So,
that's a very important fact. So, of course, truth is sometimes very unbearable to admit. However, but a true devotee of Krishna, he is always straightforward. He always speak the truth. So he said everything. Then now Kamsa will try to take more revenge. And that means to speed up the process of the pastimes of Krishna. Yeah, this is a very nice point. And our Acharya is explaining that Narada Muni wanted to gain the trust of Kamsa. Trust of Kamsa. How is that? I was wondering. That means why he needs the trust of Kamsa.
Okay. You said Narad Muni need
to have the trust of Kamsa. That means he wants that Kamsa should believe his words.
Actually, Kamsa, when Narad Muni came, Kamsa gave him respect. Narad Muni was pleased by his respect. So there was trust like that. And even a saintly person comes, Narad Muni was such a saintly person, everybody was respecting him. Even Kamsa, he was a demon though, but he believed in Narad Muni's word. Is it okay? That's yes. Saintly person can change on anybody's heart, right? We eat prasadam. Prasadam also, if you eat prasadam, the super soul is there, it can change your heart, right? So what to speak of a pure representative who comes in demon. Okay. Yes.
You quoted the verse from Bhagavad Gita that a person who's spreading the message of Krishna consciousness will certainly come back to Krishna. So in this particular circumstance, Narada Muni is performing an action that on the surface might appear problematic in some sense, because he's informing Kamsa that the prophecy originally given is actually true, and he explains that Krishna actually is the son of Vasudev, and so this opens up a whole new area of action for Kamsa. So the question naturally comes, in which way is Narada's action going to be pleasing Krishna? This particular action of informing
that's a nice question. I missed that part. Kamsa was unfavorable to Krishna. Though he was Krishna consciousness, he was always thinking of in an unfavorable way how to kill Kamsa. He was always absorbed Krishna conscious, but in an unfavorable way. How to kill Krishna? He was thinking how to kill Krishna. So that's one pratikul, that is favorable, and apratikul is unfavorable. That is against the principle of religion, like that. That is not bhakti. That's not devotion. Kamsa was thinking to kill Krishna. He was in unfavorable, not in a pratikul. It means he was not Krishna consciousness. He was Krishna consciousness in an unfavorable way. Similarly, one has to become Krishna consciousness. He becomes free from material desires. One has to become free. he has to become purely Krishna consciousness. He is to be detached. So the example of Srila Prabhupada was detached. Narad Muni, he was not attached. A story of Gopal One is how I can give the example how Gopal One was, and the king engaged Joker Gopal One, and he sent a person in a house, and the example of his past nature called Bhavidapasa, and Prabhupada was laughing at this, and Prabhupada is saying, "Oh, I have so much temples, 108 temples, but I cannot stay in one place for 3 days." Detachment, Krishna consciousness. Everything favorable for Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada engage everything in Krishna service, whatever. So another is also when Kita Janma, Brahma is also praying Kita Janma. Even if I become a worm in a stool, that I be born in a devotee's house, so that I can be remembering Krishna always, means somehow or other. Like these trees, these plants, they are also fortunate in maybe they are always there in the program. Morning. They also become nice, very elevated personalities in next life. They are morning to night. Like another one of this also says, if you attend all the 7 arti, you become purified. Prabhupada says, 7 arti, 7 Mangal arti, Darshan arti, then Guru Puja, you say, Guru Puja is there only common. Then we have this breakfast arti, then we have afternoon arti, then evening arti, then another 7 o'clock arti, Sandhya arti. One of the purpose Prabhupada says, if you attend all this artis also you become purified. So Krishna consciousness is purification, actually, it's purified consciousness. So consciousness is in different stages, like in a pure consciousness is in a awakened stage, there's one in sleep stage, and there is one in deep sleep stage, and above that is transcendental Krishna consciousness. That's a pure stage. That's above all this I and mind stage. Krishna consciousness. That's a transcendental stage, Krishna consciousness. So like Arjuna also, he was in a favorable stage of Krishna. He says, whatever you want, accept it. I'm your devotee, now I'm a surrendered soul. Please instruct me. And Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita. He had faith in. So faith in the words of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Faith in the sadhu, shastra and gurus. So whatever is favorable in Krishna consciousness, one should accept. What is unfavorable, one should reject. One should associate with devotees. One should give up the association of non-devotees. One should not be absorbed in material consciousness. One should become in pure consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Whatever has to be performed, one has to please Krishna. And Krishna is pleased, and everyone is pleased. The chanting of Hare Krishna is the most powerful way. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Whatever is favorable, one should accept. What is unfavorable, one should reject. So Kamsa was in an unfavorable stage. She was always thinking how to kill Krishna. That was not in a pratikul stage. It's an unfavorable stage. I hope something, it's okay that much. Hare Krishna. Anything else, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavat Puran ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.